Want to talk about Spider-Man?
Well, 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 Guybrush Threepwood, you do turn up in the strangest places.
So let's talk about the new Spider-Man movie, okay? And how it was literally the best thing ever. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I, I should know the name already, but it was completely fantastic, okay? Everything about it, every single thing about it. Even oh, that ending. But first, I see you right there. I see what you're doing. You haven't seen it yet, and you're watching this video. Are you kidding me? You haven't seen it yet? You can see the mirror of me filming myself. There's three of me staring at you right now. You better watch it. Don't watch the video until you've watched it, okay? Okay? Okay, so spoiler time. I obviously really enjoyed uh most of the movie, all of the movie actually. That to be continued ending. Oh, I was begging in the theater that was fake, and that would go on for another 3 hours because I loved it so much. But this video is on a particular subject. But before I get to that subject, I'll analyze the other aspects real quick. Okay, so Miles, great. Loved the last movie, loved him in it. Loved this one, loved him in it. Loved Gwen still. We got a lot more of Gwen and her world. Looked amazing. Just everything in the movie looked amazing with the different art styles. Um, it started out with a vulture, with this old Da Vinci type drawing style, like how he used to draw his flying machines and stuff. There's some paper styles. There's Lego. There's so much in this movie that was absolutely amazing. Okay, here's where my biggest praise for the movie comes, though. The villain, and I'm not talking about Miguel O'Hara. Okay, Miguel O'Hara is great. Okay, that train fight with him and Miles. My point is, he's amazing, but my main praise is for the Spot. Okay, he is a perfectly done villain. Perfect, perfectly done. The trailers showed him as this just random villain, right? And the movie did a great job of showing him to be sound like just a joke villain. Because every superhero movie starts out with uh, Captain Thor murdering like some low-level villain from the comics that you've never heard of, right? So this is how you imagine it going, right? But here's the thing, it doesn't. And everything about him is subverted. You look at him, he's a white guy, obviously not very intimidating, unless you're talking about like a Ted Bundy or a Dahmer. But white men, not intimidating. I'm kidding, but my point, he's just a white figure with black spots, with Jason Schwartzman as his voice. It's obviously gonna be a comedic character, but every part of him is subverted. He actually has a pretty awful backstory where during the Super Collider uh, explosion, he was there and some sort of experimental thing involving alternate universes, dimensions, I assume, uh, broke onto him, making him into the Spot. And obviously, since he looked like that, everyone treated him like a freak, okay? So that's actually an awful backstory. You sympathize with him, but you're also laughing at him still. It also adds an interesting aspect that the spot is the reason Miles Morales got the spider bite, because he was part of the experiments that brought Spider to Miles' universe. So he's basically, in a way, the reason Miles became Spider-Man, and that also means that the Spot is the reason that all the Spider-Men are after Miles, because the he's an anomaly to all the Spider-Men, because him being Spider-Man not only uh made the Spider-Man of that universe die, but also that means there's not a Spider-Man in a different dimension. It's also hilarious that he's the guy that got hit by the bagel. I liked that. I liked the bagel, okay? I really liked the bagel scene, and then I liked that they added to the bagel scene. The bagel scene is peak cinema, and I won't take anybody else saying that bagel is not important. The bagel is important. The bagel is important. You realize he's much more when his dots that seem like a silly power end up being able to travel through dimensions in the multiverse, which is big. That's big. Spider people and Kingping, Kingping, Xi Jinping, Xi Jinping, no, Kingpin had to have a giant collider to travel through dimensions. The Spot can just do it, and but eventually he realizes that he could gain more power from going to uh, Alchemix buildings and going to their colliders and sapping the energy from it so that he can have more power to travel through, which he ends up doing in the, this is gonna sound racist, but I don't remember the name, but the Indian Spider-Man dimension. We don't know his potential yet, but he looks terrifying, basically. He, his simplicity goes from being silly looking to horrific looking, because you basically don't see him do anything for a second. He's just standing there and he already looks terrifying. And then you hear he's gonna try to kill Miles' parents. Specifically, we're worried that his dad is in trouble, right? Because he's gonna be the commissioner or whatever, the chief, I mean. And it's a lot of explanation, the canon and stuff. The chief always dies, okay? So that builds up so much for the next movie, and I'm so excited to see the Spot in the next movie and what happens with him. The next thing is, I'm glad he exists as Miles Morales' new arch enemy, basically, because we know all Spider-Man's regular uh, enemies, his rogues gallery, you might say. He has his Kingpin, like we saw in the last one. He has Doc Ock, he has Vulture, Electro, Shocker, uh, Reptile, and Sandman. Green Goblin, there you go, Green Goblin. He has his rogues gallery and his arch enemies, right? But Miles is supposed to be different from Spider-Man. Like, they're saying throughout the whole thing that he is being told how he should be when he wants to make his own story. His his story is a new story. So a good so as the Spot, who's not a well-known Spider-Man villain, no one would call his arch enemy, is Miles' arch enemy because it makes it more unique. Miles isn't just facing Spider-Man's arch enemies. I love subverting these villains and turning joke villains into big threats, or uh, make them more four-dimensional characters, like the Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, you know. I'm Will Smith. I shoot people. I'm Deadshot. I I'm the witch. I do the dance, and then people turn into weird eyeball things. No, okay, that's garbage. Take that film, throw in the garbage, burn the garbage, pee on the garbage, and throw it on the fire again. Anyway, it's the Suicide Squad, which took a lot of silly villains and fleshed them out a little bit, which is what I like seeing here also. It's fleshing out who you'd assume is just a joke villain, right? And making him something more. Also, can't wait to see the next Spider-Man movie where he faces the wall. The wall is the new big villain. He's gonna be like, oh, I'm swinging, and then boom, swings into the wall. It's the one wall Spider-Man can never climb. Miles Morales is definitely my favorite Spider-Man that has been on the movie screen, or possibly my favorite Spider-Man ever. But yeah, I mostly know him from movies, so I don't know much about the video games or anything. But yeah, so basically he's my favorite Spider-Man ever. How I'd rank them is from the top. It's Miles Morales, then Amazing Spider-Man, then Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and then Homecoming MCU Spider-Man. No hate to Tom Holland, but a little hate to Tom Holland. And I loved the new Spider-Man they added and showed off. Obviously, there's the whole Citadel of Spider-Man, or Spider-Men slash women slash everything, basically. Anything that can be Spider-Man is Spider-Man. But talk about the ones that are characterized more, fleshed out more. Like there's the Spider Woman that rides on the bike and she's pregnant. I didn't get that one really, but it was kind of cool. And then there's obviously Miguel O'Hara. There's the Indian one, and who was really funny actually. He got me and my mother laughing really hard. And I loved his world too. It looked great. And then there's the, what is his name? Boogie, Hoagie, the British like punk type guy, uh, F the establishment type stuff. Loved him. He was great. I thought he would be really annoying, but then he was actually funny and hopeful, which was cool. Uh, and they all had different it's like a personal thing for me. But like with all they have like the murals of people and stuff. I feel like they could have like snuck in like a mural of like Stan Lee maybe in the back. Unless I missed it. I've only seen it once in the theater. So maybe it was too fast, but I think that'd be a nice touch, mural Stan Lee, but that'd be kind of difficult to do, if like the legal team has something to do with it. I don't know. They couldn't show Tom Holland in it either, so maybe there's a lot, which I understand that because there's a lot of legal stuff behind that, but like, it would have been great to see a Stan Lee thing, maybe. Either way, you know. Remember when they tried selling NFTs on Stan Lee's Twitter account? You guys are evil. Evil human beings. You should die. Overall, fantastic characters, fantastic story, fantastic visuals, fantastic villain. 0 out of 10. -1 out of 10. No Nicolas Cage. I'm sorry. No Nicolas Cage. Should have had Nicolas Cage. I saw you stuck him in at the end, but he didn't talk, so no Nicolas Cage. No movie. Delete the movie. Should have had Nicolas Cage in it. Would have given you a 10, even an 11, but no. You don't get it. You don't know Nicolas Cage. No movie, no rating, no nothing. Yeah, sorry. No, no, no. So, overall, 10 out of 10 movie. The Spot. 10 out of 10 villain. I'm so excited to see what happens with him. Jason Schwartzman has always been an actor I love him in everything he's in. He's great. And yeah. I'm the new Spider-Man villain, Squidman. Woo! I shoot lasers out of my fingernails, and uh, I do tax evasion to the highest degree.